All right, let's talk about the holiday fitness cheat code, which is exactly how to go forward during the holidays rather than backwards. As in how to actually use the holiday season, desserts and all, to end up farther ahead in your health journey come January rather than farther behind. And you can do all this without tracking your food or starting some program during the busiest time of the year. So let's dive in. If you don't already know who I am Coach Karissa, founder of Busybody Nutrition, and we help women every single year learn how to capitalize on the holiday season so that this beautiful time of year will never be in the way of your health goals ever again. You see, there are 3 ways to go backwards during the holidays, and there's only one way to go forward. I'll give you the 3 backwards ways first. Backwards path number 1 is something like, I'll wait until New Year's to get started. And this sounds really reasonable, but obviously committing deeper to your current habits and actions is only going to get you more of what you already have. So if you're gaining weight, you'll keep gaining weight. And if you're stuck or plateaued, whatever is causing that plateau will continue to get worse until you take action. That's because there is no such thing as a pause when it comes to your health and your body. The body's responding moment to moment with what you're doing. So by your very actions or inactions, each and every day, you're either getting healthier or falling into dysfunction. Yes, it takes time to see the effects of your actions pile up, but the holiday season is long enough to do significant damage. Did you know that most studies show that the average American gains 8 pounds of pure body fat from Thanksgiving to New Year's? It can take months to get rid of that gained weight. So if you were to start your weight loss journey in January, you would not be starting from square one. You're going to be spending the first few months of the new year just getting back to where you were before the holidays. So that's backwards path number 1. Backwards path number 2 is something like, I'm going to jump in with both feet, all or nothing, and get started today. This is basically the person who says, I don't care that it's the holidays, I'm going to go hop on the gnarliest program and get some damn results. Look, if you're in a situation where your life is on the line and you need to take action and lose weight right now, by all means, get after it. But honestly, I've seen this enough times to know that increasing your restriction through the holidays is guaranteed to backfire. It's damaging to your relationships, your family, your close friends, and honestly yourself. Plus, it's the opposite of what you should be doing to capitalize on this time of year. More on that in a moment. But the bottom line is this. If you've convinced yourself that right now is the time to jump in on some gnarly program, just ask yourself this. Are you 100% certain that what you want to jump into is 100% sustainable? If yes, go for it. But if you have any doubt, I would encourage you to be open to the possibility that there is a much better way. That's backwards path number 2. And lastly, backwards path number 3 is delaying the decision altogether. And hear me out. Maybe you call it something like seeing how things are going to go, or it's not a decision you can make right now. And what happens every time? Time flies. You just keep delaying that decision, and all of a sudden it's January. Understand that indecision ultimately is a decision. Backwards path number 3 is actually just backwards path number 1 in disguise. But in my opinion, it's actually worse because it allows us to be dishonest with ourselves. Enough talk on how to go backwards. How do we move forward during the holidays? What's the holiday fitness cheat code? Are you ready for the insider scoop? What I'm going to share with you next is exactly what every fitness professional, every influencer, every athlete, or chronically healthy person does to get ahead on their goals for next year and enjoy everyone's favorite time of year to the fullest. The holiday fitness cheat code is this. Use the holidays to prime your metabolism for whatever you want to accomplish come January. That's it. And it fits flawlessly alongside all that the holidays bring. How? Because priming your metabolism requires 3 things. eating more, training hard, and creating sustainable habits. Now, if you're saying to yourself, Karissa, that sounds amazing, but how is eating more going to help me lose weight? Fair question. And I'll give you the answer, but be prepared to lock this away in your brain because I'm going to break down how real transformation and permanent results are achieved in 3 simple steps, and why starting your weight loss journey during the holidays is actually the most ideal time of year. Phase 1 is abundance and where you need to start. It's metabolic correction and priming. This period of abundance is your pre-diet work, if you will, and it's so important for 2 reasons. 1, you ensure that you're not causing further damage to an already stunted metabolism, which is making weight loss so hard in the first place. And secondly, so that you can create what is known as a calorie budget, so that when you do diet, you don't have to starve yourself to lose weight and become lethargic or miserable and eventually give up. Phase 2 is the restriction portion. The second phase is a period of accelerated fat loss. Why accelerated? Because when you've created a sufficient calorie budget and have a high functioning metabolism, accomplished by the work in phase 1, the weight comes off rather quickly. And when it comes off quickly, you don't have to diet for very long. How nice would it be to be losing weight while eating more than you currently are now? With more variety, more flexibility, way less frustration, huge wins. But obviously we can't diet forever. And why would you once you've already lost the weight? Which brings us to phase 3, which is abundance once again. This third phase, or as we call it, reverse dieting and lifestyle integration, is built upon the logical premise that a new body has new needs. Would you not agree that if you were 10, 20, 30 or more pounds lighter, that your caloric needs would be different than they are now? Absolutely. It's in this phase that you must find your new maintenance calories so that your results are permanent and so that you can integrate your nutritional behaviors in a way that's in alignment with your unique lifestyle. So being or getting healthy isn't something that you have to do. It's something that just occurs as a natural expression of yourself. In other words, your natural way of being results in peak health. How fantastic is that? This 3-step process is what we call the fat loss cycle, and it's not a new concept. In fact, it's probably the oldest and most reliable method of weight loss out there, and it is what most nutrition coaches advise. I'm just doing my best to pull back the curtain on how it all works because I believe that if you knew what you were doing and why, you'd have the greatest shot at being overwhelmingly successful. And my goal for you is to step into the health that you both desire and deserve. So maybe now you're thinking, yes, that makes sense. But why in the world would I start this process over the holidays? Well, consider this. If you know that before you start restricting calories, you must go through a period of metabolic priming in order to create an environment within your body so that when you do diet, you actually lose weight and it stays off. Why wouldn't you begin that process during the time of year that makes the absolute most sense? What better time of year to be given full permission to eat more? What better time of year to train hard for muscle and strength? It requires less time in the gym and sometimes less days per week in the gym too. More on that in a moment. And what better time of year to create sustainable habits? If your habits can survive the holiday months, they can survive anything. So I'll unpack each of those in a moment, but hear me clearly. If you focus on these 3 things during the holidays, you'll enter January with a corrected and primed metabolism, more muscle mass, more strength, a better relationship with food and exercise, and you'll know what matters and what absolutely does not when it comes to your habits. And you'll be 100% ready to physically drop body fat starting January 1. You won't have to spend the first few months of the new year re-losing your holiday weight. You won't have to spend months putting in effort just to end up right back where you were before the holidays. Instead, you'll be primed and ready to drop body fat in January, allowing you to spend the first few months of the new year losing new weight and reaching new goals, which means you'll be 10, 25, 35 plus pounds lighter by next summer, rather than panicking 2 weeks before your first summer vacation. You'll never again be trying to figure out what to wear in summer, wishing you started back in January. And you'll never, ever again feel like the holidays are in your way. That's it. That's the holiday fitness cheat code. Now let me unpack each of those 3 things so you can leave with some practical how-tos. I want you to know exactly how to apply everything you just heard. Sound good? So, we said correcting and priming your metabolism requires 3 things: eating more, training hard, and creating sustainable habits. Let's unpack each. First, we correct and prime the metabolism through nutrition by eating more nutrients. We know we must supply the body with enough nutrients to thrive before fat loss is possible. The question is, how do you do this over the holidays without tracking or gaining a bunch of body fat? 3 ways. 1, eat breakfast within the first hour of waking, no matter what. 2, eat a balanced meal or balanced snack rich in protein every 3 to 4 hours. Set reminders on your phone if you struggle with eating enough already. And 3, eat slowly and stop when you're full. That's it. It's extremely simple and extremely effective if you do it. Your goal should be to consume 4 to 6 balanced meals every day, starting with breakfast, and the higher quality your nutrition sourcing, the better the result. Some of your meals will be normal home-cooked meals, some will be eating out, some will be holiday tradition meals, some will be at parties, some will be followed up with dessert or drinks. Have it all. Just make sure you're checking all 3 boxes honestly, and you'll be well on your way to correcting your metabolism while fully enjoying the holidays without tracking your food. Second requirement to prime and correct your metabolism over the holiday is through exercise. So ditch the time-consuming workouts, the circuits, the long cardio sessions, the classes, the 2-a-days, all of that. You ought to solely focus on building muscle during the holiday season for 3 reasons. 1, because the more muscle mass you have, the easier it will be to lose body fat come January. 2, training for muscle and strength burns the most total calories per unit of time. And 3, muscle building programs are very straightforward, meaning you can get in and get out and move on with your busy day. 2 details to focus on here. Focus only on resistance training for the purpose of building muscle and strength. Find a hypertrophy program, or you can use one of ours. Your program can be as little as 3 days per week for 30 to 45 minutes per session, or up to 5 days per week for the same time. There's no need to go more than that. That's plenty to absolutely crush this season if you're sticking to your program. And second is to make sure you're getting at least 8,000 steps in per day. That's bare minimum to not be sedentary. You'll probably do most of that just running around during this busy time of year, but you can easily accomplish this by taking walks before and after meals, and plus that's going to help with digestion. And the third and last requirement to prime and correct your metabolism over the holidays is through creating sustainable habits. These are the 3 that we would focus on during the holiday season. 1, stay hydrated. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water per day. This will not only help you speed up your metabolism, but it will also help you digest, feel energized, and not get bloated. 2 is to eat 3 to 6 servings of probiotics per day through real foods and live cultures. Think kombucha, fermented foods like sauerkraut, things like that. Consuming live cultures will support your metabolism, aid in digestion, help you control your cravings, and it's going to keep your immune system strong so you don't get sick. Third and finally, self-care. Take deep breaths, smell the roses, enjoy your family, laugh as much as possible, unwind before bed, love on yourself, practice gratitude for this amazing time of year. This will help you control stress, recover from your workouts, heal from within, allow your system to relax and feel safe, which will make fat loss possible come January. That's it, guys. I went ahead and put all of those practical tips into a companion guide, so go ahead and download that below if you're a visual person like me. And I'll leave you with this. You will be impacted by the holidays. Whether that's a positive impact or a negative impact is up to you. But I'll say the quiet part out loud for all of us. If you don't have a plan to capitalize on all that the holidays bring, and I mean all of it, you're going to get crushed by it. The answer to moving forward during the holidays lies not in waiting until New Year's to do something, taking on too much, or delaying the decision altogether. The answer lies in capitalizing fully on this time of year and all it has to offer. And the only way to do that is to prime and correct your metabolism for what you want to do come January. That's the holiday fitness cheat code, and it's the only path forward. If you know you need a little accountability and a little more detail, make sure you're a part of our online community where we coach you through this exact process with real life examples and no steps left out. And as always, at zero cost to you. The link to join is in the description. I'll see you guys inside.